Good morning, guys. I have got a very big secret, but you don't get to hear it until 4 more days. It's very cloudy out, and I don't think it's actually going to rain. It might this evening, though. It looks like it's brewing up to something. Right now, the clouds aren't a solid ceiling. They're just, it's just overcast. So let's go on ahead and get started. Let's see, we read vitamins. Artificial sweeteners. As you have noticed, we suggest diet sodas and artificially sweetened tea. These non-caloric drinks may be used in place of sugared beverages to help your blood sugar levels drop normally, so that you will be able to detect hunger. The artificial sweetener called aspartame has come under fire in past years for allegedly causing side effects in some people. Aspartame is among the most thoroughly tested and screened food products on the market today. The Federal Food and Drug Administration has issued approval for aspartame 26 times. The American Council on Science and Health equally endorses its safety. Aspartame is made up of 2 amino acids. An amino acid is just one of the smallest units of a protein molecule. Many different amino acids in different combinations make up the proteins you eat. The amino acids in aspartame, phenylalanine and aspartic acid. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Boy, morning frogs are mean. They are found naturally in many foods. For example, if you eat a hamburger patty, you will ingest much more aspartame than you would drink from a 2-liter bottle of diet soda. If you believe you get headaches from diet sodas, and if the aspartame headache theory is correct, then you should get a migraine from one hamburger patty. However, research has shown no such adverse effects, even after repeated double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trials. One test done at Duke University on people who claimed they experienced aspartame-induced headaches showed the group who took aspartame actually had fewer headaches than the control group who took placebos. Headaches can be caused by many things, including stress and sinus infections. Even if you do not feel stuffy in your nose, the sinus cavities could have a small infection that causes headaches. It could be that you are hungry. A diet drink should not give you a headache because of a common protein molecule it contains. However, if you guzzle a cold drink too fast, then you might get a headache. Research currently being conducted is checking out other possible causes of these claims. Saccharin, on the other hand, is different because it is a man-made substitute. It is not found naturally in any foods and has caused cancer in laboratory animals when given in very large doses. This 5-carbon unit is chemically similar to table sugar, but the tongue and brain are not as easily fooled by this man-made sugar substitute. Hold on just a second and let my cat in. Come on. Come on. I didn't think you wanted in here with Mama. Now Mama's going to finish. She loves being with her mama. That is why it leaves a stronger aftertaste in your mouth. Saccharin has been banned in Europe for years. It has had the U.S. Surgeon General's warning on it since the 1970s. Use of this product may be hazardous to your health. This product contains saccharin, which has been determined to cause cancer in laboratory animals. Be slow to put your hope in food claims that they cure you or harm you. There is so much conflicting evidence. Placebo effects are powerful. A person who believes a pill will make him stronger or more healthy, or vice versa, that a substance will harm him, will be affected by that belief. One example I remember from years ago was where a very large study was done on the claim that vitamin C cured the common cold. 1,000 people were put on vitamin C and another 1,000 were put on an orange powdered pill, a placebo. Not even the person or the interviewer knew who was on what, so they could not bias the report. The people with the lowest number of colds were on the placebo. It is good to be wise regarding wellness claims made about specific foods these days. For example, government researchers might be a great resource for objective information about foods, whereas a food manufacturer might exaggerate its product's benefits for certain diseases or good health. A doctor selling pills or honey at his front counter might tend to exaggerate their medicinal benefits. Claims that certain food concoctions can cure cancer, arthritis, or headaches should be closely scrutinized. Just as you cannot swallow gelatin tablets, powder made from horses' hooves, and make this very incomplete protein go to your fingernails to strengthen them, you cannot make certain foods you eat directly affect some isolated cancer cells. Put your hope in God, not food concoctions. Believe me, if there were some foods that cured some disease, we would know about it. You could not stop that kind of news. The point is to be slow to jump on the bandwagon. One month we hear that oatmeal is beneficial in lowering cholesterol. Next month we find out that long-term research contradicts the short-term findings. Researchers may have stock in food industries and pharmaceuticals all have vested financial interests in claiming certain findings. So be accurate with your volume of food and do not be overly optimistic with a food claim. In conclusion, your body was made with great wisdom. You mainly need to know how much food you need. That is the main sensitivity to good health. What you need is so overlapped in each food group that what you eat is not complicated or something to worry about. It is universally accepted to have breakfast foods that differ from lunch and supper foods in the course of one day. This familiar acceptance of variety lets you know that God has programmed our systems to have biological feedback that cues us to a variety, even within a 24-hour period. There are no trigger foods or foods that are capable of controlling you. You are free now to eat regular food the rest of your life. You will be in control and you will eat a variety. If you are not convinced, do this little experiment. Try eating chocolate for breakfast, lunch, and supper for several days in a row. Eat chocolate for breakfast while everyone else is eating buttered biscuits with eggs and bacon. Now the next time you are hungry, you can eat chocolate while everyone else at the table is eating hamburgers and salty French fries. For supper, you eat chocolate again while everyone is eating salad with blue cheese dressing and grilled salmon. In my years of counseling, I have never known anyone who could desire only chocolate for 3 days in a row. On that routine, even the thought of chocolate will make you nauseated. Biological feedback. You will have diarrhea. The body is ready to try to protect you. And you may not desire chocolate again for weeks. Biological feedback to protect you. Wake up and use your new internal control. You can do it. To give you a better idea of the variety of food we are free to enjoy, I have included a typical 3-day menu of my own on the facing page. Remember, you are free from man-made rules. You do not have to follow this menu. It is just an example. God may have created you to desire something totally different. Think about it. If He made us all have the same taste in food, our favorite food would soon run out. Is He not a genius? So, her sample 3-day menu. Day 1, for breakfast, biscuit with butter and jelly, 1 to 3 slices of bacon, coffee with cream, depending on hunger level. Some may be left over. Depending on her hunger level, some may be left over. You know, that isn't much. Biscuit with butter and jelly and 1 to 3 slices of bacon and coffee. That's not much for breakfast. For lunch, a sandwich, white bread, ham, mayonnaise, lettuce, a few plain potato chips, a small Snickers bar, and a diet soda. Left some. Afternoon, a diet soda. Supper, lasagna, salad with blue cheese dressing, roll, lemon pie, unsweetened tea, left behind some of everything. And her nighttime snack, leftover slice of lemon pie and decaf coffee. Day 2, her breakfast, cinnamon roll and coffee with cream. Lunch, a sandwich, hoagie bun, roast beef, lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, bag of barbecue chips, Danish Redding cookies, 5 in all, each one broken into smaller units and savored. Diet soda, as usual, food remaining on the plate, looked as if it had been dissected. Supper, chicken broccoli casserole, squash, roll, a few bites of pecan pie, unsweetened tea, picked over and the best eaten. Nighttime snack, small bowl of cereal or fruit-flavored beverage. And day 3, her breakfast, cereal with milk and coffee with cream. Lunch, hamburger with all the fixins, a few french fries with ketchup, a brownie, and diet soda. Supper, steak, most delectable portion of a baked potato with butter and sour cream, salad with blue cheese dressing, roll, pecan pie, and milk, 2%. Nighttime snack, not hungry, didn't think about food. And that's her sample of what she eats normally. A 3-day sample of what she normally eats, how she eats. And she had a great variety there. White bread, rolls, pecan pies, lemon pies. Great variety. Now, as far as it goes for aspartame and saccharin, oh my goodness. When I was born in Ohio, and my great-grandmother lived in Ohio, and so sometimes I would be allowed to stay overnight with my grandmother. And Grandma would fix oatmeal, and she used saccharin. First off, her oatmeal was kind of thick, but not too over thick. And second off, she would give me what I thought was a big bowl of the stuff. I mean, I was little then, so it probably really wasn't that big of a bowl. But to me, being so little, because mind you, I was under 8 years old. I was way under 8 years old. I was about maybe 5, 6 years old, something like that. And so, like, she would use that saccharin, and that if the oatmeal was so horrible. And Mom would come, and she insisted I ate all of the oatmeal that my grandmother gave me. All of it. And I would be gagging every bite because I had to eat every single bite. And you know, I can still think about saccharin and gag. I haven't ate saccharin since I ate my grandmother's oatmeal. Seriously. It is just so... But now, aspartame, we had gone to a Dollar General once. This was when I lived in Kentucky with my ex-husband. And we had gone to the Dollar General, and we was needing sugar, and they was out of sugar, or we didn't have enough money at the time. But the saccharin, they had the saccharin packets for 50 count for $1, something like that. The aspartame, not the saccharin, the aspartame. And we decided to go on a Him diet. And I tasted a packet, and even though it did leave an aftertaste, it wasn't horrible. I could tell it tasted a lot closer to real sugar. So after that, whenever we would want packets of sugar, we would just go on ahead and get the aspartame. But we didn't live with aspartame. We only got it when we couldn't afford anything else, you know. So, yeah, if I have to eat any kind of false sweetener, I'd rather it be aspartame. The brand Equal, it's not too bad. But saccharin, never. And I tried stevia. That stuff is very easy to overpower whatever you put it in. I tried it in coffee, and whoa, I made my coffee way too sweet, so I won't use stevia. God intended for us to enjoy all foods. I love both broccoli and Haagen-Dazs ice cream, and I feel no guilt for whatever my body desires. I have been eating this way since 1978, and I am still in great health with hard nails and healthy hair, all by following the ingenious plan of God. There is much confusion in regard to what gives you optimum health and longevity. Not many people can argue the fact that the single most related factor to longevity, to living longer is thinness, and vice versa. The single most related factor to early death or accelerated aging is overeating. Medicine has advanced in many areas of treatment of certain diseases, and yet has remained flat in others. Caution should be used in new and unfounded claims of food and its relation to cures of diseases. One thing is for sure, going to God is always good. It is interesting to note that when people came to be healed from certain diseases in the Old and New Testaments, there was never a common denominator of what was done. Dipping 7 times in the Jordan River, a paste of spit and mud put on the eyes, touching the hem of Jesus' garment, etc. But the common denominator was that they all went to the Father. We need to do the same. Amen. Okay, since I read a whole lot of that, we'll do part 2 tomorrow. We'll do phase 2 tomorrow. So, yeah. That was her sample, and as she had told you from the start of the book, doing the weigh down, she had lost over 20 pounds, and she's kept it off. And so, yeah. If any of yous are interested in doing the weigh down, you can get the book through Amazon, relatively cheap, great shape, used. I don't know how much it runs brand new. I don't mind getting used books myself. It's no different than borrowing a book from the library, only it becomes yours. You can also subscribe to the Ray Down on YouTube, and Grin Shamlin on YouTube, and Remnant Fellowship TV on YouTube. All 3 of those it pertains to the Ray Down and Grin Shamlin, and all 3 of them gives you very good tips, and it gives countless testimonies of people who has lost weight, especially on Remnant Fellowship TV. A lot of people gives their testimony on that one. So if you're interested, you can subscribe to all 3 of those on YouTube. Ray Down, Remnant Fellowship TV, and Grin Shamlin. All 3 on YouTube. I'm subscribed to all 3 of them. Now, she's got the workshop that gives you basics and workbooks and all that for $99. But for me, I'm just going through the book that I got from Amazon, and you know, watching some of the videos on YouTube. And so I've not once paid $99 for the workshop. I get the information I need basically and everything. So yeah, you don't have to actually pay $99 if you don't want to. There's other ways of obtaining the information without joining the workshop. So as it happens, if you join the workshop for $99, then of course you get to talk to groups, other people that's lost the weight, and the people that works with the weigh down and stuff. But if you're going to just do it independently on your own, then there's ways that you can do it without ever joining the workshop. So it's all good. Anyway, as I said, I have got a very big secret, but you've got to wait 4 more days before you can find out what that secret is. I do look forward to sharing that secret with you, but until then, we're just going to keep on moving forward. And I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.